Okay, hi everyone, welcome back. And in this update, we are going to check out Yasmi's price chart, and something very important happened. But overall, we are not going to be overwhelmingly bearish, okay? It's very important to understand that. Now, if you remember, in the previous video, we checked out many different possibilities, and the idea was that according to one count, this might be a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2, and what's next? A strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5. Also, according to another scenario, we said maybe this is 1, this is 2, and what are we going to have next? Once more, big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And in another case, pay attention, this is the key. We said maybe this is a wave 1, correction for 2, another move up into wave 3 to about this point, followed by an ABC running flat into wave 4, and we are having another move into wave 5, and basically this short-term move up may have come to an end. And I think I specifically said your eyes should be in the short term on this important slope, because if we take it, that may confirm that we are having a complete 5 wave to about this point. Now, having said all that, you want to remember that having an impulse up starting from this point is a very bullish sign, indicating in Yasmi probably the low is already in. But that doesn't mean that we are not allowed to have some pullbacks. Now, I think we are absolutely allowed to have that. And in fact, I'm going to tell you why. It's actually part of the bullish process. So are you ready? Let's count some waves, and maybe it's best to go on some lower time frame. So first things first, let's just count waves from this point, because I do not believe that we are able to find from here to about this high a 5 wave up, and odds are this is a correction structure, probably a beautiful clear cut ABC zigzag, which sort of kind of got confirmed when in this move down we took the low of our belief. So what is it that I'm trying to say? I'm trying to tell you in the next 12 hours you should probably expect some more downward price action in Yasmi in order to take this low about, let's say, 1.6 cents for the first target, and we may even go a bit lower than that. However, overall I think we should remain optimistic. Why is that? Because I'm thinking we are probably having the sub waves for an ABC zigzag, which looks like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into a correction for wave B, maybe ABC, maybe WXY, possibly even a triangle, not really that important, and yet another impulse down into C, and let's go around here. Okay, let's zoom in more. First things first, which one of these highs is the highest one? It's actually this one up here, and I'm thinking probably we are having 1, 2, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down into wave 3, correction for 4, another move on the downside into our wave 5, and this can be a correction structure up, and well, it means after it's over we should probably have another 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 wave down, and on a higher degree. Once more, do not worry, odds are these are the subwaves for a beautiful ABC zigzag. And what is going on even on some higher degrees, because that is really the key. I believe that this is probably going to be 5 up into a wave 1, correction for wave 2, and what's next after our short-term move down is over? You know the answer. We're gonna have hopefully a very strong move up into wave 3 and 4 and 5, and this, my friends, is exactly why, even though we got a move down in the previous 24 hours in Jasmy, I am still remaining absolutely optimistic and bullish. I think this is just a simple bull run setup, and there is simply nothing to be worried about. Now, in terms of classic technical analysis, meaning support and resistances, we do have a very important region right in here between, let's say, 1.4.5 to about 1.5.5 cents. And in an ideal scenario, I do want to see a move down in order to actually reach to about the lower band of this region. Maybe even we're going to go a bit lower, and then we want to see a bounce back in order to take this important high about, let's say, 1.8 cents. Now, why do I want to see a move on the downside? Let's go around here. Okay. You see, according to Elliott's waves, in most cases, usually wave 2 is going to be a relatively deep correction structure. And how can we measure that? With Fibonacci's. You can say for wave 2, we are usually going to have either a retrace to about the 61.8% or maybe even the 78% level. And based on that, if I just draw a Fibonacci retracement starting from here to about the highest side. Where is the 61.8 level? It is right around here, about, let's say, 1.43 cents. This, my friends, is why I'm saying ideally I want to see a move down in order to reach to about the lower band of this hopefully broken resistance area, and maybe we are going to go like just a bit lower, and then we want to see a very strong bounce back. Now, here's a question. If we are going to have a move on the downside, is it going to be a buy opportunity? Well, here's the answer. As long as you're able to manage your risk, I think so. Absolutely. Why? Because we said that earlier. This is wave 1 correction for wave 2, and we're going to have soon probably a big move up into wave 3, 4, 5. And you want to remember that in terms of Elliott waves, wave 3 is usually considered as very strong and sharp. So what is it that I'm trying to say? I'm trying to tell you, if we get a relatively deep move down in Yasmi, the risk to reward ratios at that point from a trader POV makes perfect sense. Let's say you want to go long in Jasmy right around this region, about 1.4 cents. Question, what's going to be your stop loss? I think it should be under this low down here, about 1 cent. So you're essentially having a 4 cents stop loss. But on the other hand, what is going to be your target? You see, we talked about the targets so many times. I think in the next couple of weeks, even maybe like the next month or two, Yasmi is primed for a very strong move up in order to at least reach to about this important area between 3 cents to about 3.5 cents. So if you want to open a long position around the 1.4 cents area, you are essentially having a 16 cents target, but on the other hand, a 4 cents stop loss. And this means your risk to reward ratio is about 1 to 4, which is insanely good. I promise you, if you do trades like this long enough, on the margin, you are going to end up being successful and make quite a bit of money. And finally, let's zoom out a little bit more and go on H4 time frame and see what is going on, because I think, again, this is probably off of this point about, let's say, 0.8 of a cent, 5 up into a wave 1, followed by a correction for wave 2. And if this is happening, okay, there's actually a very high chance that you are going to see some unbelievable extensions into a larger degree wave 3 and 4 and 5, meaning a 3 cents target is probably the most pessimistic one. I think we can absolutely go much higher than that. And in fact, let's just go on daily time frame real quick and put the chart on logarithmic. Excuse me. Okay, so overall in the long term, I think Yasmi, it's just building a beautiful classic pattern called, you know what, a cup and a handle. And sure, this isn't confirmed yet. And when will it get confirmed? When we get a move up and break our next line right in here, which is about the 6 cents area. But again, I do think we are on our way to confirm this pattern. And the moment that we confirm it, okay, what's going to be your target? Well, you need to measure the height of this cup and a handle from here to about this point and put it at your breaking point. Actually, excuse me, I forgot to put the chart on regular. There we go. Okay, now let's take this thing and put it at our supposedly breaking point. This is giving you like a 10, 11, even 12 cents Jasmy coin, which I do think by the end of this cycle is very much in the cards. So again, in the long term, in Yasmi, I am 1000% bullish. In the midterm, I do believe that we are having all the right structures for a magnificent bull run. But in the short term, we may see like another move on the downside, maybe, yes, another 10 to even 15% move. However, there's nothing to be worried about. That's just part of the process. And I hope I explained everything well and you understood what is going on in Yasmi. Anyway, if you found any value in my content, I would really appreciate if you like this video and consider subscribing to my channel and follow me on Twitter. And if you want more, maybe you want a complete analysis for your own specific crypto, or maybe you want to learn some decent TA in order to be able to make good money in the markets, you can become a member and ask me anything you want. And until the next update, I hope you have a wonderful time. Goodbye.